you so much, Ginny. And here we thought they had team synergy, but truth come hard here in the face of Finn. He is so sad. How does it feel to find out that, in fact, you're just the team's dog once again?
The audacity on these people, like, I do not believe it. Okay. We're gonna review this game, and we're gonna see the only point where we lost control was because of your fault, okay? So we're gonna go over this tonight.
All right.
And you're gonna hear it.
Well, let's roll the replays here because we have both Finn, the player, and the broadcast analyst here with us. So obviously you can have a critical performance of your jungler.
Yeah.
It's always the fault of the jungler anyway.
I'm gonna analyze this gameplay really hard tonight.
All right.
I love the way you're not celebrating the first win. It's just like, no, we're going to fire you.
There's not too much to celebrate.
You ruined the whole
mood.
mood.
We're 0-3 and we win a game like this because my support in mid is like complete fakers. Like, look at this little ginger fox. He's zoom, zoom, zoom. Boom, 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 boom. 3 kills for him, and I'm playing the Malphite. It's a complete free win. It was very easy game to play from this point onwards because this map is so hard.
A quick reaction on the Urgot line pick. That did not work so well. Was surprising.
Unexpected.
Unexpected.
Yeah. You know, like before every game day, you like sit up at night. You're like, oh, what I'm gonna play tomorrow? What is it gonna pick? I'm like, there was no Urgots in my simulations.
No.
That was a shock.
9 billion scenarios and Urgot was none of them.
My Stone Cold Rock was ready, the Glacial Malphite. It was ready to be brought out here with a nice little ult to give a reset to Marcoon, which is really needed, of course.
Hitting them with them
without me, of course. I need to set him up every single time. But I guess if I play tanks, I can do that. That's what he needs.
You did deal more damage than him, which is nice.
That is pathetic, isn't it? He's playing Viego, and his top lane tank does more damage.
That is actually ironic.
And then he has the audacity to go waffling in the post-game. I'm speechless.
Yeah, a grudge match incoming within the Rogue members, though. But yeah, Finn, first win. Must be bittersweet because of the start of the season here. I know we had a chat last week about things taking a bit of time, maybe, to being put in motion. Even though you're reuniting with some teammates that you know, how does this one feel?
I mean, expected, I guess. I expected us to win every game. I thought we would come in really strong. And then we go on stage, and I think there's just a lot of nerves in our team. You can see it in our gameplay. There's rogue time starting from minute 1. And it's just sad, you know, because I don't think this is the team we are. I think we're a lot more vicious than what we're showing. And I really think with time we will be able to show what we're good at on stage. But this day was a small step forward for Rogue. And yeah.
And what's the process of trying to, like, get rid of those nerves? Because, like, I even coupled him, we can, like, backstage one of the days, he's like, scrims are fantastic. Like, we look great in scrims, but we're just transferring that to the main stage isn't happening. So what is that process of, like, trying to get yourselves in a position where you can bring that ferocity to the stage?
Well, you gotta look at it from an analytical standpoint.
Words are hard, it's
Words
fine.
are super hard, even as an
Left us
analytical
for
analyst.
3 weeks, and look.
I know.
You have to look at it like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, we are not pouncing on their timings. Like when we have a fight timer, we have to know that we're strong to fight. And we have to look at them in the eyes, and if they're giving us a fight, we take it. What we would do is, they would be our fight timing. We would be like 10 seconds late on realizing it's our fight timing. And then, when it's not our fight timing anymore, we go for the fight. And we lost the timing. And it's just sad. So I think it's just about building this presence in game where we know that, like, okay, we have to make it really clear that we are in a good position to look for fights. And when we're looking to get fights, you start a fight. I don't care if you're inting. Just like, this is the process we're at right now. If we're looking to start a fight, fundamentally, just make it happen. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if you're flash hooking into a wall, Mickey X style. It's completely fine.
Go for it.
We just have to start at square one, you know. So right now we're just doing that, and I think today was a small step forward. It was a really slow game, despite us kind of winning the game really early. So that felt a bit bad, but you know, baby is finally taking its first steps.
What do you want the team to look like, though, Finn? Because when I hear you, you transpire confidence. So I imagine that you translate this confidence into team talks and how to actually build on these fundamentals. But when you think of Rogue, the players that you have, what do you guys want to look like? What should the identity of the team be?
I can summarize it in one really good word for you. Good.
Simple, straight to the point.
But like I just think like there is League of Legends, and it's just League of Legends. At the end of the day, we played this game for so many years that we all had success in our teams. Even Zolis had a lot of successes in the LFL. So we just gotta find middle ground, you know, like usually there's like 2 or 3 plays that are good, but if one guy goes for one play and one guy goes for another play, like both plays are really bad. So
Yeah.
it's just we just have to get on a middle ground and just figure out what kind of our direction as a team want to be. Do we want to pounce really heavily on enemy mistakes, or do we want to just like play for control? There's just so much to go into, but I do really think that it's just about figuring out what is working for us and sticking to it.
All right. There's improvements though, Rob, because Dagda, Rob as well. We look at the game last week, the one where they have the entire early game and things crumble in mid game. Today they took the win, so mid game solidifying. Rogue finally finding their groove. Where do you see the differences between their gameplay last week and this week?
Yeah, I agree with Finn, right?
Yeah.
Which is like they're more willing to actually make plays. Because I think the big thing was last week when you were looking at the Callista, where comp had gotten really fed in the early stages. I think there was problems with like where you assigned the Callista and like lanes, like what lane in the mid game, and then also like being able to play off of that advantage into, hey, we want to play aggressive into the enemy jungle, we want to play aggressive in team fights. When I came into this one, I felt like you guys were more confident in that regard, where I was like, hey, we've got these early leads, we can actually try and play for team fights, but also be cognizant of when you were best to take those fights. It was like, hey, draw people into chokes before we engage, rather than just like throw in a blind hook and hope for the best, or go in with the Malphite too early and kind of screw everything.
I think really patience is the name of the game with our comp. Like for example, especially for me as a Malphite player, like it's so nice to just go and boom, ult some guy. But really, like the longer I keep that ult, the more pressure is on their backline. So I think we had a really good segment until Mark entered it around 4th Drake, where they are overgrouping for Drake really early, while Larsen is just pushing with 6 Rebels topside. And I think this is like, if you want to look at Rogue and see like what kind of team we could be, you go look at 4th Drake, Rogue versus K-Corp, and enjoy.
Enjoy the ride.
But just don't look at Mark.
Sit back and watch.
You can look at Mark. You can look at his disgusting int. You should know that, yeah.
He should know that. I mean, I think this entire PGL is going to be Mark bashing.
He called me a tank player, like, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to eat this one for a while.
He kicked first, that's all I'm saying.
I want to follow up a bit on you, Finn, because you're joining a team that made almost dead last split, that has been struggling for a while. You're called in like this emergency situation. How is the pressure on your side, and how are you drinking that pressure, actually?
Drinking the pressure?
Yeah.
With a straw.
With a straw.
How am I drinking the pressure? No, but it's just like, I don't feel that much pressure.
Okay.
I feel like I come in and I try to offer my skill set to the team and try to fill in the gaps that were there. So for me coming in, like I've been with the guys for like a month now. I think first weeks was like, okay, what is currently lacking in the team? And what can I do with my abilities to fill those holes? So whether that is in communication or in terms of post-game analysis, I'm trying to do my best. I don't feel that much pressure because I know the guys already. Like I know Comp, Larsen and Mark very well, and Solis is a funny guy, so it was pretty easy to get to know him. So I don't feel a lot of pressure. I just feel a lot of determination because for as long as I have the right to play on the stage, like I want to aim for the top. And now when I'm giving the right after not having it in winter, I need to make the most out of it. But that, whether or not I let pressure get to me, that's my problem. But I just kind of choose to ignore it right now. I feel pretty good about myself.
I love the attitude, and I love something you mentioned, the fact that, I mean, you're one of these players who had to step out and wait for a chance to come back. And I don't think it's an easy situation as a pro player, because you see new players rising. You're like, am I ever going to get called back? I think in your case, there was an argument that you're one of the best top laners we have in Europe. For the LEC, it makes sense that you would have a spot at some point. But this time that you spent with us, actually, we miss you at the desk. But I guess that
you're so sweet.
It allowed you to reflect maybe a bit on what kind of player you would want to be when you come back. What any learnings or takeaway from your time out and of the LEC?
I think I never watched as many games as I did during this break from last November, I guess, till where I am right now. And you do really learn to see the game from a different point of view when you watch so much League of Legends every single day. You keep seeing the same things happening. And what I did, like, I just started to look at before every game. So when I watch games, I look at the game-defining moment. I choose the game-defining moment, like depending on what I think it was, and then I go and look at the 2 minutes leading up to that game-defining moment, and I try to figure out why it happened like it did. And I think that gave me a lot of insight to what kind of mistakes are common and what kind of things actually make you win games.
Yeah.
I think before I was tunneling a lot on like top lane moves and like what I could do, but what I realized is that if you don't know what to do, the best thing is not to look at what the map is. The best is to look at exactly where your teammates are, because that kind of tells the story. So I try to like, if I ever feel lost, I just look at where my teammates are, and then everything becomes very clear. And I think that kind of reset has given me a lot of confidence in game that even if the game gets messy, I just have to look at my teammate's position and I know exactly where to be on the map.
Any words on your Korean bootcamp? Maybe Rob, you wanted to say something?
I was actually about to say, yeah. I know from
go.
going over to Korea, you were kind of saying, look, I learned new perspectives on like how Udyr, the impact that I can have on this champion in the early stages. Do you feel that coming back from that, not only like with working on, hey, how are my teammates doing? How can I facilitate them better? Have you learned even more so with the new knowledge you've gained from that boot camp, how you can solidify that better?
I think the boot camp was just to make sure I was in my best individual shape coming into the league. Because when you're out and not scrimming for a while, naturally you're stuck in the purgatory that is EOS solo queue as your only terms of practice. And
Korea ain't better from what I hear.
so I would rather be like in Dante's second level of hell than like the seventh level
That
of
makes
Dante's hell, which is Korea Dover's EOS, and the NS solo queue of course is the last level. It's where the devil himself stands. But no, it was nice going to Korea. It was mostly for individual practice and, of course, the food.
The food is amazing. We could do an entire PGL about Korean food, but I want us to focus on the LEC a bit more here. Schedule, guys? Standings first? What do we want to look at? Standings. Let's take a look at the standings.
The standings, that's a great idea.
Where we end things.
Actually, that's a bad idea. Let's wait a second.
I mean, it's not a good look on you. Right? But I do want to point out that we have a 4-way tie for 7 to last place right now.
But you still put us, guys. You still put us last. That's kind of.
Isn't it alphabetical?
Yeah, I think no,
it's
Giants
not.
is somewhere. So yeah, we just decided that you guys are still going to stay.
No, we're waiting. We're waiting to see more from you guys.
That is a low.
Starting with.
Guys, come on. We're already like feeling the pressure you guys did.
I mean, prove yourself tomorrow.
No, but okay. So it's not looking that bad for Rogue Esports Club organization right now. We got a win today, and we're gonna get 2 more wins this weekend. We're gonna end up 3-3 and. Not too shabby, I think.
Not too shabby. Want to talk about tomorrow's matchup, maybe?
Yeah,
Vitality.
Tomorrow we're playing against...
Vitality, second game.
Vitality, right there. Okay, cool. We're playing as Vitality. I mean, judging from scrims, we should stomp it.
Okay.
But that is the classical Mickey X. That's the classical G2 as well, Scrim Championship. Vitality, of course, today their game was really fun, actually.
Yeah.
And I think they have really aggressive players, and we have to really... I think Vitality is the team that, like, if you look at it from a narrative perspective, should run over us, right? Because we are not the best at punishing mistakes, and they're very fast at it. And it's a good challenge for us to overcome, I would say. To beat Vitality tomorrow means that we've shown serious improvement, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, as you should be. Any words on the match of the week?
I was going to say, I'm surprised that this is a 1-3-1-3 battle. Like, both these teams, I mean, for Mad Lions Koi, a team that was in our finals, looked great against G2 in our winter finals, but now find themselves battling out for potentially what could see them at the bottom of the table if Karmine Corp get ahead of them. So, yeah, it's kind of surprising to see just how far they've slipped down. And now, for Karmine Corp, a chance to get at least one up over the Spanish representative.
Yeah, I mean, with the format we have, the break that we have, you don't know what teams are going to look like, honestly, when they come back. And you have so little time.
Also best of ones, right?
Yeah.
So, like, Rogue lost 3 games the first week. That's just, like, showing how volatile best of ones can be. Like, even a good team like Rogue can...
I do like how we interview at the start of... Like, we interviewed you coming into the split, and you were like, 3-0, easy for the weekend. And we're like, oh, God. And now we're just getting you to say 3-0 again, so that we can just clip it a second time.
Well, who would I be if I didn't say 3-0?
That is
fair. I have to believe in myself.
Any wild guess prediction on this wonderful Uber Eats match of the week?
There's, like, two different guesses I can't do. Okay, the wild guess would be Jacob winning, I guess.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I like Mirwin. Mirwin is a really good guy. I really like watching him play. I'm excited to see what he plays tomorrow. I really like watching his VODs.
We'll keep an eye on.
I'm cheering for Mirwin. Let's go.
Finn, thank you so much for joining us. It was great.
Thank
Please come back. It was really, really fun. And Dagda, of course, thank you so much for being with me today. We'll be back tomorrow, of course. That's all for us here on the first day of week 2. You can now head over to the LCS, actually, to watch the playoffs between 100 Thieves and NRG. And Jad, I hear there's a conspiracy going on? Conspiracy? What is going on over in the LCS?
Thursday, March 14th, 2024. After finishing the regular season at the top of the standings, 100 Thieves inexplicably played like a completely different team versus Cloud9. It called into question everything they accomplished in the regular season. So, I went on Twitter and did some research. Remember, always do your own research, like me. What you saw on the stream was this. But this video was taken the very same day.
What the? So I'm at the studio for Cloud 900 Thieves, and where the hell are these guys? What's going on?
As you can clearly see, 100 Thieves wasn't actually 100 Thieves on Thursday. This proves technology has gone too far to allow this level of deception on a global stage. Did 100 Thieves never show up to their playoff series? Speaking of which, has anyone ever seen Golden Glue and 11-time NBA championship coach Phil Jackson in the same room? Give it a thought.
Keeps getting away. Niski getting in. There's 3 members locked up. Lambs to the slaughter. I'm moving. Olaf can be bottom 10, okay? Ja, Kill this first. Gute guys. We end up. Nice. Nice. End up. You guys thought it's lost by the after early game? Performance here, trying to convince them that there is no jungler in the area. Oh, that's the E. Dash back. Knock up, flash follow for the stun. Good damage up coming through. Nobody wants to heal with the execute from Razor. Varus, kill Varus. Varus, no flash. Very good, Oski. You win. No flash. Helt bästa där. Man kan mer skott with them.
To kill him off. Jankos on his way down, and Hansama only has a cleanse to get away from the realm. Flash, shadowing strike. Jankos on the board. Mickey falls as well as Jankos claims a double.
You should die here, but... Come on, King. W for you. Nice. Oh, nice touch. Yes, no flash, by the way. Avut. Nice, huge. Nice. Yeah, very nice. Okay, we won the game.
Bush doesn't want to step any further. What are you doing?
Penta. Yeah, come.
Penta. Give him Penta, please.
Oh my god.
It's not fire, by the way. I swear it's not fire. Guys, I didn't flash it out, flash combo, and I almost lost the game because of it.
In just a moment's time, Targamas almost falls. There's the death charge, though, perfectly played by Zoelise. As Larsa comes in for the cleanup, there's 2. Look for 3 as Larsa dashes forward. The charm connects. He tries to dive back in. Targamas tries to dive onto the backline. Finn goes down, but now it's on Larson and Kopp to really open up. Bo next to ball. Upset dancing and weaving his way around the fight. But Markoon's stolen the disdain of Carmine Core.
My god. Oh my f***ing god. Let's go, boy. Haha.